The electric company called and asked if I wanted to make a horat keva, a standing order for my payment to them. Now, I should have been really upset and insulted because after all, what were they telling me? They were saying, look, the less we have to deal directly with you, the better. But I didn't care because as long as I pay them every month, I mean, who needs to talk to them? It's not like I'm thinking about them from time to time or I get this urge to just call them up and say thanks. But what if every time we went to turn a light switch on, there was someone standing there asking us what we're doing? And if we would tell him we want to turn the light on, he'll ask us, well, what do you need light for? Who even said you deserve to have light? And the same thing would happen for the oven and the washing machine, the microwave, the computer. Somebody would be there asking, who are you to be getting electricity? Well, that would definitely put my relationship with the electric company on the front burner. I mean, I might even be inclined to call them up and thank them for giving me electricity at times I knew I really didn't deserve it. But as I think about this, I can't help but see similarities to our relationship with Hashem. It's like He's the one constantly standing there. He's standing at our side every moment, giving, giving, and giving. And we should also have to answer for ourselves. I mean, how do we explain why we deserve to walk or to talk or to eat? Why do we have our health? Why do we deserve children? And why were we given a livelihood? We need to take accountability for our lives. But Hashem has so much love for us. He doesn't ask questions. He just keeps giving and giving. He can't help it. It's like a loving father and a child. The father doesn't ask questions. And we just go on taking and taking, thinking we're in control, like we're responsible for everything we have. Hashem doesn't have anything to do with our day-to-day. He's there for the big things like wars or dangerous operations. But He doesn't care if my car starts in the morning or if they're out of my favorite ice cream in the mall. No. He's with us all the time. He cares and He is responsible for everything in our lives. We see this clearly in this week's Parsha. The Torah this week discusses laws of watching other people's objects. Now, we know that if a person is voluntarily watching an object and he claims it got stolen, he has to take an oath that he didn't use the item or take the item. The exception would be if the owner of the object is there with him. In that case, when the owner is there with him, he doesn't have to take this oath to prove his innocence. Now the question is, what happens when a person is guarding over something that is hektish? Hektish means it's consecrated property. It's dedicated to the needs of the temple. Perhaps as a sacrifice or for the upkeep of the temple. The original owner thought in his mind, or he pointed to this item and he said, this object, it no longer belongs to me. I am bringing it up to be used in the temple. Now, if our watchman is guarding this holy object and he claims it's been stolen, he does not have to take an oath to declare his innocence. The question is why? How do we know that he didn't steal the item himself? Now listen to this beautiful explanation. This object belongs to the temple, and therefore belongs to Hashem. God Himself is the owner. The Torah is telling us that the one watching the object doesn't take an oath because it's a case of having the owner present guarding the object together. Hashem is considered the owner, and He is there. He's standing with every person, giving life, every heartbeat, every breath, taking care of all our needs, non-stop. Such a beautiful explanation of one of the many laws given in the Torah. But more than that, it's a beautiful lesson, knowing Hashem never leaves our side, always available to hear a few words of appreciation.